The first day Suzhou moved into the apartment, I heard that voice. He still remembers signing the contract. The agent patted his chest and said that you are the only one in the whole building. Absolutely quiet. However, at this moment, a wall that should have been absolutely silent. But there was a clear knocking sound. Dong 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 slow rhythm, with a heart-pounding stockiness. Maybe rats or the wind got into some pipe. It's normal for the old house to make a little weird sound. He wanted to wait. The sound may be gone. But unfortunately, that voice is very stubborn. Dong dong dong. Each sound is almost the same time apart. Strange. It shouldn't be a mass. Rats can't knock so regularly. He came to the wall next door to 704. Put your ear on it. The sound got clearer, with an empty echo. He could even feel a slight vibration from the walls. Hello? Anybody? It stopped. The clicking stopped. However, a few seconds later, it was louder and louder than before. With a kind of provocative anger, hit the wall hard. Suzhou was so frightened that his whole body trembled. A chill crept up the spine. It wasn't a rat or a house. That's clearly a response. He rushed to the door, looking into the dark corridor. Door 704 is closed. There is no light under the door. It really doesn't look like someone lives there. But what about that angry response? The knocking didn't happen again. But Suzhou couldn't sleep all night. The fear of being watched and responded to, like cold vines wrapped around him. Are you sure it came from 704? Very sure. And he seems to be able to hear me. That's not right. Since the couple had an accident 5 years ago, 704 has been empty the whole time. Impossible to live in. After hearing the word accident, Suzhou felt a chill. The property manager said, 5 years ago, there lived a couple in 704. The man suddenly disappeared. Invisible. Dead without a corpse. The police investigated and found that the man was last seen on surveillance. Just entered the door of 704. He went in and he never came out. The surveillance in the corridor did not capture him leaving. The windows in the house are welded shut. A big living person evaporated in the anti-theft network. The sound of knocking on the wall. After the man disappeared, for a while, some neighbors also reported 704 has strange movements. But then it stopped. I didn't expect it to appear again now. Brother, why don't you live in another place? This house is evil. He's evil. Suzhou smiled bitterly. The contract just signed. 1 for 3. He's a recent intern graduate. Where there is money, just change it. And the sound pierced his heart like a thorn. Beyond fear, a morbid curiosity had sprouted. Go back to 703 Suzhou and take out your phone. I turned on the recording function for some reason. He wanted to record the voice as evidence. We just want to hear it again. Make sure it's not a hallucination. Time goes by minute. Just when his arm got sore, when ready to give up, the familiar voice sounded again. Still the same slow. The ear is like a pulse from the abyss. Suzhou held down the phone. The tapping sound is clearly recorded. The sound lasted for about a minute. Stop again. Suzhou trembled and took back the phone. Click to play. A clear thumping sound came from the speaker, echoing in a quiet room. It's a little weirder than hearing it with your own ears. He listened to the recording over and over again. A crazy idea grows. He wants to talk to him. He goes to the wall, imitating the rhythm on the recording. Tap on the wall. Waiting for a dead wait. Every second is so long. After a few seconds, dong dong dong, the same rhythm, exactly the same force, like a perfect replica. Suzhou's heart was beating wildly. Fear remains, but a more intense, an almost paranoid desire to communicate overwhelms fear. He understands. He can respond. This is no longer meaningless noise. This is communication. He started experimenting with more complex conversations. He knocked twice on the short wall. 2 quick responses. He knocked 3 times on the wall. Response to 3 and long. A kind of cold, weird tacit understanding built between 703 and 704. Through a wall. Silent communication with an unknown being. Suzhou forgot the warning of the property. Forgot the story of the missing man. Fascinated by this bizarre connection, maybe even addicted, he started thinking. The owner of this voice, is it the missing man? He's trapped inside the wall. Or has it become something? And the thought sent shivers down his spine. But curiosity is like poison ivy. It's getting tighter and tighter. He needs to know more. He thought of a way. He recorded his voice on his cell phone. Who are you? Then turn on the phone volume to the maximum. Stick to the wall. Play button pressed. His voice echoed in the empty room. Bring an echo to the wall. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? The sound echoed through the walls, then disappeared. Suida held his breath. The heart almost jumped out of my throat. How would he respond? Time seems to freeze. 1 minute, 2 minutes. The wall is silent, just when Suida was disappointed that the attempt had failed. 5 full hits. Extremely violent. Violent knocking like an angry roar. The wall shook violently. The power is far greater than ever before. Suida was scared to death. The phone fell to the ground. The anger and malice in the voice is so naked, almost through the wall. He got angry. He didn't like the question. Suida finally agreed. Recognize yourself. Not in conversation with an interesting puzzle. He was playing with fire. Is teasing an unfathomable, malicious unknown existence. Can't stay any longer. Must leave immediately. He rushed to the door. I just want to escape from this terrible house. However, he had just reached the door. The doorbell rang. The entrance wall of 703. That little doorbell button. At this moment, it is strangely lit by itself. The red indicator light flashes lazily, like a peeping eye in the dark. He's not next door anymore. An indescribable cold. It swept through CDA's body in an instant. He yanked open the door, rolling and climbing out of 703. Suida hid in Silau's house for 3 days. For the past 3 days, he has been like a frightened bird. Any sound can make him jump. You have to have all the lights on at night to sleep. Dream. It's all those door knocks and flashing red lights. He told Silau about the witness of 704 and the horror of the 703 doorbell. Silau's face turned pale when he heard it. Persuade him to quit the rent and move quickly, as far away from that hell as possible. This is outrageous. Absolutely can't go back. I don't want anything. Life is important. So does Suida. He didn't even dare to go back to get his luggage. Day 4. He finally plucked up the courage to contact the intermediary Lao Wang, ask for an immediate refund. He doesn't want the deposit and the rest of the rent. I just want to get rid of it completely. On the other end of the phone, Lao Wang's voice was strangely embarrassed, and a hint of subtle fear. Mr. Su, it may be a bit troublesome to refund the rent. Trouble what trouble? It is written in the contract that the rent can be refunded in advance. I don't want the deposit, okay? It's not about the deposit. Yes, 700 for over there. 700 for 1,700 for what's wrong. What does it have to do with me backing down? There has been movement in 700 for during your absence. There's another knock on the wall, isn't there? Knocking on the wall means someone moved in. What's not possible? The superintendent said there was a problem with the house. It's been empty. And you said I was the only one on the whole floor. It's true, the afternoon before yesterday, I saw with my own eyes a man carrying luggage. Opened the door to 704. He nodded at me. Male. What does it look like? Not tall, a little thin, wearing a grey jacket, wear a cap. The brim is pressed very low. I didn't see the face very well, but that felt weird. Cold, not like a living person. And when he opened the door with the key, I seemed to hear a sound in 703. There is sound in 703. Suida was cold all over. What's the sound? It's like someone is banging on the wall inside. Dong dong dong. Light but urgent. Mr. Sui, are you really sure when you move out? Is there anyone else in 703? Suida's brain buzzed. Blank. When he moved out, only him in 703. That knock on the wall. Who is knocking? Is it the man who just moved into the 704? Or is there something in 703 responding? An even more terrifying thought struck him like lightning. The man who newly moved into 704. Could it be 5 years ago? The man who disappeared in 704. He's back. And the thought sent shivers down his spine. Lao Wang is still on the other end of the phone. What are you saying incoherently? Suida can't hear clearly. He hangs up the phone. Cold sweat soaked my back. Fear overwhelmed him again like a cold tide. No, I can't just run away like this. Who is that man? What happened to the knock on the wall in room 703? If the missing Mr. Chen is indeed back, why did he come back? What exactly happened 5 years ago? What does this have to do with the banging I heard on the wall? A crazy plan took shape in CDA's mind. He is going to 70. For us in person, he needs the truth. Otherwise, even if you escape to the ends of the earth, this nightmare will follow. He sneaked back to his rented apartment without telling Sui Lauer. The knock on the door echoed in the empty hallway. The door was silent. Sui Da's heart reached his throat. He raises his hand again, just as his finger was about to touch the door panel. Clicking door low, the door of 700 slowly opened a crack inward, and ups and downs cold, mixed with dust and some indescribable. The damp breath like an underground cave is coming. It was pitch black behind the crack in the door. Now lights on. Big heart pounding, almost bursting through the chest. He could see the vague outline of the porch inside the door. There seems to be some debris scattered on the ground. Hello? I am the neighbor of 703 next door. No response. Only that cold breath, flowing out of the door like substance. Sui Da mustered his last courage, gently pushed open the door. The old door shaft gave a moan of dental acid. The view inside 700 is taken by the dim light of the corridor. Into the eyes of Sui Da, empty. Completely empty. There was nothing in the living room. There's no furniture, no luggage. Even the dust seems to be evenly covered. There is no sign of any recent activity. The walls are muddled. A spider web hangs in the corner. It doesn't look like someone just moved in. Pharaoh is lying. What he saw not human at all? Sui Da's blood seemed to freeze instantly. He took a step back in horror. I want to escape this eerie empty house. However, just as he retreated, his gaze swept deep into the living room. Corridor leading to the bedroom. There seems to be something moving there.